And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Neely FX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where we talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, and all those good things. And it is time for our weekly Forex look ahead, or our weekly Forex update for foreign exchange trading and prop firm trading and making money doing all those things. And hopefully we will do that. It is not a guarantee, so we should talk about risks because we are putting money at risk. Let's talk about risk disclosure. So let's go into here. And this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration, although I have held NFA registration in the past. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So with that, let's go ahead and get into something. It's a new month. It's a new month. It's March the 1st. And kind of itching for a new strategy. So I'm looking over pivot points, since I've not been paying much attention to pivot points lately, and I think that's been costing me on my trading. But I stumbled across this one right here, DeMark's pivot points. They're not really pivot points, as you can see, but here's the calculation form. You can find this at babypips.com. But they show the two levels, show a high level resistance and a support level. And you could take this out all the way to the monthly level. So that's kind of what I want to study for the month of March, is kind of put these into the charts for currencies, and then I'll calculate them for everything else that's not calculated for me using this little doodad right down here. Got the equation right down there for it, and may even come up with a fun little EA for it, an indicator maybe, that'll show how to do this. Maybe even put it in TradingView, who knows. Again, I don't know the whole strategy. I'm still researching this whole thing. I didn't realize there was a whole strategy behind it when I first started looking at things yesterday. So let's go ahead and get into the charts. We don't have anything to talk about today as far as action goes because, oh, well, except for the U.S. and Israel bombing Iran yesterday. We'll see how that affects the oil market and the overall currency markets tomorrow, or tonight rather, at the open. Should be interesting. Glad I got all my money out before the weekend hit. You never know when the weekend's going to happen. Okay. So, oh, look at that. Greg Abel is the Warren Buffett successor. We'll see how that works. Let's see. Where are we? Let's come down here today, March the 1st, and we'll go to this week. And apply settings, and let's see what's going on this week. First, we got a bunch of talking today. German president's going to speak. Not really worried about that because markets are closed. We have ISM, manufacturing. I forget what that stands for. ISM PMI, Purchasing Managers Index. Not really concerned about it, but it is a red flag feature, red flag thing. Manufacturing PMI for Canada, and President Lagarde's going to speak, of course. All the European guys are going to speak. They just got a lot of their oil supply cut off, so see how that works. Which should drive oil prices up. The London market tomorrow in oil is going to be tremendous. It's going to put a lot of pressure on the Brent sea oil, in my opinion. And then we have the Japanese Governor Ueda speaks tomorrow night. That'll be something to keep my money out of the markets on. That's going to be on Monday night. Tuesday, we have the Aussie GDP and British annual budget release. Probably looks like America's. Let's see, ADP. Oh, well, look at that. ADP non-farm employment change and ISM services for the United States. And the Bank of Canada's guy's going to talk. After that, unemployment claims for the United States. And look at that. NFPs. We've got NFPs this week. Non-farm payrolls. Non-farm employment change. We'll see what happens with that. Looking for a annual of, a change of 58,000 jobs. That's a low ball for a growing economy. If our economy is indeed growing. If our economy is not growing, then that's pretty high ball. We'll see about that. So maybe people are starting to shed their jobs and get back into the entrepreneurial side of things. That would be great. But that maybe we have a more suitable climate for small business growth and small business formation. That would be fantastic. You never know when these little small businesses are going to go. Somebody could take out their iPhone, form a new business, and create millions overnight. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but it's quite possible. It's a lot more possible than it used to be. So let's go ahead and go to this, which is my opinion why why unemployment claims are so low. It's because a lot of people have side hustles and side gigs, and I'm working on one of mine myself. So here we go. Let's do this. We are in the weeklies for the dollar index. I don't have a DeMark level for this, so we're not pre-calculated, so we're not going to worry about it. I'll have those up tomorrow maybe, or do them tomorrow after tomorrow's video or something. I'll figure something out. So we can see the general overall trend, and also I want to study how these DeMark levels work. And this is just a level. I'm not into the strategy yet, but right now, as far as the weekly trend goes, we don't have a lot going on there. As a matter of fact, it's a weekly doji, a doji on the weekly. So that's we could see a downturn, and could be considered a very weak turnaround indicator, and it is sitting there right there above a lot of resistance. So we could see some downward movement on the dollar this week. Bombing Iran may change all that. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll see on tonight's open. Euro versus the Great British Pound. Euro has been going over the Great British Pound over the last little while, and that is. Do we have that on DeMark? Let's see. Is this one of our choices? There it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our first one and draw this level on here. So the resistance level is at 87.02048. 87248. We're going to come back over here and do a horizontal line at 87.048. Right there, and then I'll put this mark monthly R1. Oh, 48 and style, price label, text. Want that all the way to the right. Sorry, I didn't have the shoes that had the little L and the R on them when I was a kid. So let's come up here and find the support level. Oh, support is at 86.0401. Copy and paste that in there, and it looks like it is already over the monthly support level. I mean, the monthly resistance level. That's not good. That shows how quickly this thing isn't going to work out. So let's go ahead and draw another one. Make this one red since it's resistance. Put it right there. Mark S1. Monthly S1. Coordinates. B. Style. And red. Huh. Well, considering it's already blown through the monthly resistance level, we may want to rethink these levels tomorrow, maybe, when the market's open or something. Maybe they're not that accurate with that. So let's go ahead and go here. Euro versus the dollar. This is the weekly charts. So again, this has been a pretty, call it stable market. The risk of calling it anything else. So let's go to the euro versus the dollar and see what we've got for that. And it's the #1 busiest Forex trade. Let's see about this. Okay, so I'm going to go and put this one in here too. Again, not a whole lot to see as far as the, it's 117 something or another, so we'll put it right here. Draw a horizontal line right there. Okay. Coordinates. V. Okay. And then we'll call it the DeMark monthly color resistance. Oh, it's resistance because it's below the open. Oh, I know it is because the support is way over here. So we're going to see how this works as big resistance and support levels. Looking at resistance at 122, that's ambitious. Maybe not. Who knows? That's huge. Have resistance way up here. So we're looking for a lot of buying in the euro this next month. Don't want that. Turn it to green. Actually, this should be red because it's resistance. And this should be green down here. We'll go ahead and coordinates. Go ahead and get that in there. Make this one. March 2026 R1. So we're looking for a big bounce somewhere around, looking at this, we're looking at a big bounce somewhere around 117 and possibly taking it higher. Again, I would have to read more about timing in order to bring that back. I imagine if it comes back down to 117.24, so, oh, wow. 117.24. Where have we seen that level before? Just about everywhere for the last, oh, I don't know, since June of last year, we've seen this, that level as a big area of concern, but that's where it is right now. So we're looking for a much big stronger push into the euro versus the dollar. Again, you come in right about 17,346 as a buy. Again, this is not trading advice. This is just simply thinking some things out, seeing if that would actually work out, and then looking for it to take off to 122. So we're looking for a lot of U.S. dollar weakness. Is what the DeMark calculation is saying. Let's go for here. Dollar versus the yen. Again, wow, it's respecting that trend line a lot more on the weekly than it is on the daily. How about that? Got 3 touches on the weekly chart. We'll keep that trend line there. It's still doing well. So it's calling for a reversal in the dollar versus the yen, and then this calculation right here, up to dollar versus the yen. Let's see what we got here. Resistance at 157, support at 149. So green, do green for support. I'll go ahead and change that back those other colors tomorrow. 149 something? No. Right there, maybe. And that's going to be green because it's S1. Style, green. Make it that one. Text, coordinates. Control V. Okay. And I probably should not said okay yet. DeMark. March 2026 R1. Because I need some new levels that would help me with my trading. Because I'm getting a little bit selfish about my trading. I want my trading to do well. 157.11, 63. Let's see, we're coming in onto that. 157.11, 63, 11. Ooh. So we are right at a horizontal line, make that one red. Oh, come on, where'd you go? The red text. So we're looking for a lot of dollar weakness projected into March. Maybe. We'll check these levels again tomorrow and see if they still hold. March 2026 R1. Okay, so we're right at, pretty much right under resistance right now. So a lot more downward pressure. So we may want to, I don't like selling the yen crosses because it literally costs you money if you can't take it more than one day. So you've got to keep got to come in early and stay long enough and get out by 5 p.m. New York time, because that's when all the world's currencies reshift and everything else. Let's look at MACD for a second. MACD is looking for pointing down. Let's see. RSI is also starting to take a downturn. So this could be what we're going to be looking at. Selling pressure on the yen crosses. Go to the pound. Could happen. Who knows? How much time we got? This might be a long video. Hope not. Matter of fact, I may just have to speed this up a notch. This is taking some time. I have to come in and put these in later, but I'll show you what my overall strategy is. Pound versus the yen. We'll do 2 more, and then we'll speed it up because I want to do other things besides this. I mean, I like making videos. Don't get me wrong, but it's sometimes it's need to focus on what's on some other things. I've got some other things to focus on. So because this is very interesting because it's showing a lot of dollar weakness, just mathematically. Could be true. We'll check these numbers again tomorrow and see if they change for the monthlies after the monthly open. Although we should have complete data. Data actually shouldn't change. Unless this does not take into account the Friday's close. You know, we'll see what kind of, I'm not sure what data they're calculating this with, but you know, it's find out. FAFO, so to speak. Okay, so we're going to go here for the support level. Dollar, and I didn't see what that was. It's 130. Put it down here so we can find it again. Draw a line. We already did that, and then we're going to turn it green. This is support. Coordinates. Control V. Text. DeMark. $20.26 support 1. Whoops. Support 1. That amount. I can't be right. We got to close at 134.83. It's well below support. Well, again, these are support levels too. They're not really support areas. They're support. I mean, they're not really support levels. It's not supposed to bounce on a dime, but it is a support level. So we need to keep that in mind. I want to get into some FIBO numbers too. And the FIBOs are not magical numbers. It's just that they're so widely accepted. Everybody uses them. Like the big traders use them. So they tend to appear to be predicting the future. And they're not. It's just everyone else is using them. We got 140 on that one. Look at that. You go, British pound. So we're going to go up here. DeMark March 2026 R1. We'll make it red since it's resistance, and we'll come into here, coordinates coming right here. And I'll stop at the pound versus the yen on this. So according to this, we're looking for a lot. The weekly charts, we're looking at a lot of dollar weakness and a lot of pound and euro strength. Interesting. Let's see if the pound versus the yen hold up like the same way or similarly to the dollar versus the yen. They should, because we should be looking at unwinding of the carry trade at some point. When, I don't know, but that's we should be. Just because the math plays out. But the math does not always do what overall market sentiment wants it to do. So resistance is at 215.96. Support is at 210.72. No, that's not true. It's not doing the same thing that the dollar wants you to do. So let's go down here to support first. Control C. And that's what Control C does, is make you... this could be an anomaly with Control V, style. Support is green. And text. DeMark. And I may not be using this indicator correctly. If you see something I'm not using this indicator correctly, let me know. I am always learning, and that's what learning is all about, is making mistakes and figuring them out from there, and going forward from there. So this is the last one I'm going to draw the DeMark levels on. The your pound seems to be trading below support right now, which is interesting because that could turn into resistance, and could drive prices lower. So we'll see about that. Let's do the resistance level on that, which is up around 215. So way up here. It's very interesting. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because we're looking at a surge in pound versus the yen and a decrease in the dollar versus the yen. So overall. So it's basically saying buy the GJ now, and then hold on to it for a month to go up there. I don't have that kind of capital to do that with. That's a big, long trade on that. So we're not going to do that. We may, in theory, do that. We do it on a demo account. As a matter of fact, I got a demo account I can play with that on. Might do that. DeMark 26. Resistance 1. That's red. It's resistance. Red for resistance. Okay, so there we go. We have our DeMark lines up on those. I'm not sure how that's they're going to pan out. Again, it looks like it could be a bounce. We'll go with the FIBO level on that, and go with our weekly close for our weekly close, and we have it's sitting right at about maybe drawing this the wrong way too. Of this move right here, I've got 210.48 is the close, 210.42 is the close, and that's going to be about 23% of that. So it is actually at a FIBO level right now, but I'm not sure if it's going to be going up or down. That's the only bad part about it is we could see a continuation of the sell-off. That is a big long wick right there, which could indicate a big price rejection right there at 212 flat, wasn't it? 212.18, pretty close. 212.12. So to me, it looks like a big price rejection on the weekly candle there, and February close at 210.42. That at the same time could be, again, these things could go up or down, and it's hard to tell what direction they're going to go in right now, especially with the new news we had yesterday. So let's speed this up a notch. Let's go to euro versus the yen. 23 minutes in. Let's see. We have a lot of goings on here, and there's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on between Europe and the United States. So we're not sure how that's going to pan out. Dollar versus Canada. The Canadian, I've never seen that flat. It's been flat for a month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. It's for 5 weeks. That's been pretty much flat. Very interesting how that's working out. Very tight range, very clear range too. You could, right now it's at the middle of the range, but 136.16 for a buy there and sell off there and go with a mean reversion. Let's go down and tighten that up a little bit. So what kind of mean reversion we've got on that. See if 4 hour would work. Okay, so we've got a bounce right here, mid bounce, close below the mean reversion line, and then up above it. I found the 4 hour chart works best for mean reversion strategies, for long-term mean reversion strategies, and then we have a close above the mean reversion line, above the Bollinger Band. So this could be a buying opportunity for the UCAD. But again, just an idea. 136.60. I may make this an idea and publish it at TradingView. So we'll see about that. Okay, let's keep going. fact, I think I will do that. Weekly, go back to the weekly charts because that's what we're looking at. Just looking for a weekly direction on these. But that's very interesting on the UCAD. I'm going to run a test on that a little bit later and see what the with my fun little EA. I mean reversion EA using Bollinger Bands and RSI. I should probably put ATR into that too. UCAD. UCAD is perking up a lot, mainly due to the oil question mark that's coming into play. We'll probably see oil, crude oil open around 70, so we'll see a perk up in Canadian versus the Japanese yen, because oil is driving that trade. Canada being a big oil producer, Japan being the largest oil importer. They don't have any domestic oil, so they have to import all their oil, and Canada exports a lot of their oil. And if we could get something like Venezuela or Iran or something like that, that would be even better. I'm not sure who the largest oil producer is. Canada may be top 2 in the world. Who knows? So let's go on to the Aussie. Aussie's still continuing its run, looking like we might have a good run there. Continuing, it's a slow run. It's not parabolic like gold or silver, but it's going to require a lot of patience. But maybe want to consider staying with that. Did not put the DeMark levels in there. I'll do that a little bit later. Kind of want to put up some DeMark levels for this too, because I'm not sure how they're going to pan out anyway. Again, that's just an experiment. I don't recommend spending a whole lot of time on the DeMark levels. I'm just throwing them on a chart to see how they end up on March 31st. Which may or may not be a trading day. I haven't looked that far ahead yet. 42.79 or 52.79. The big. I imagine we're going to see a big pullback in gold, which was. I don't think there was any decision that this was not a decisive strike on from the United States and Israel on Iran. I don't think there was much damage done to us or Israel, so. Probably going to see a pullback with stabilizing geopolitical concerns. Should see a pullback in gold and silver. You know, it's good to see a run up like that, but but when things work out peacefully, or after all the dust falls and it turns out peacefully, then we could see a big pullback in the metals. So that's all I've got today. And silver. Well, silver's my favorite, but I'm expecting a pullback in silver. This is just getting to be a big run up again, and we're right at the 50% mark on that, on the FIBO level. Yeah, we're right at the 50% mark right now on the FIBO. So 50% is a big turnaround. It's got about a 60% chance of a turnaround, according to Al Brooks. Yes, I do have all 3 of his books. I did not get the 4th one. I do have the 3-volume set. So that would be something to consider. And I came across that about there's a 60% chance of a pullback at 50% and a 70% chance at 61.8 or something like that. So that's just looking at the probabilities of it all. So we're kind of looking at a pullback on that. I don't see silver going that much higher right now, unless there's this silver supply crunch turns out to be true. So with that, that's all I've got today. That is the end of my weekly look ahead for today. Again, a lot of question marks. I'm not really sure what's going to happen today. I don't have a a crystal ball, which does not predict, world events, and any geopolitical concern could change anything at any given moment. So, this is not so much a predictive thing, but it's just more of an exercise and figuring out a strategy that might work out well for us. So with that, that's all I've got for today, and I'm going to keep that in mind, that Canadian mean reversion strategy, and see if that. I'm going to test that a little bit too, and see if that actually works for the past 6 months, or the past 5 months, and see if that actually works. So you guys have a great one. I will talk with you later. If you like this channel, then go subscribe to it. If you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to it, and you'll be notified of when I put up more videos. If you want to see, if you like this video, then by all means, like it. Hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to talk to me, then hit me up in the comments section. I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So that's all I've got today. You guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.